Is Anne Msalia. I'm the CEO, Infinite Care Community Center, and the founder of this particular center. The Infinite Care Community Center for Early Intervention and Rehabilitation was started at the end of the year 2023, that is in December. But this center was officially opened in March 2024. So we are just about 1.5 years old since we started. I am an educationist by profession, and having worked in the Ministry of Education for a period of almost 35 years in the area of special needs education, both policy and curriculum implementation, I realized that there were so many gaps in the provision of education for children with disabilities, or in general, those children with special education needs. So you find that in Kenya, as much as we have a very good policy in the provision of education for learners and trainees with disabilities, we have a lot of gaps in that for a child with special education needs to be able to access quality education, there are so many other interventions that need to be put in place for this child to be able to get included well in the school system. So that's why I thought, no, I need to start a center where I can do early intervention. So in this center, we receive children as young as 3 months old to right into the youth. And in this center, we do 3 main activities. One, we do occupational therapy. And occupational therapy occupational therapy entails a lot of things. For example, we do activities of daily living. For example, kids who cannot go to toilet, we do toilet training here. Kids who cannot be able to dress themselves, we teach them to dress themselves, be able to put on your shirt or your dress, be able to zip it, be able to button it, put on your shoes and be able to tie your shoes. And we also have kids who generally cannot be able to do the general things that a child of a particular age is expected to do. So we do complete occupational therapy here. Secondly, we do speech therapy, because I know and understand quite well that speech therapy is very key, it's very important, and therefore for a child to be able to go to school, especially those who have got developmental challenges, we need to train them in speech, whether it is verbal or any other form of alternative communication. We do it here with my speech therapists and occupational therapists. Apart from that, we also do physiotherapy. And I have quite a large number of children with cerebral palsy or any other physical disabilities who come here for physiotherapy. We know physiotherapy for a child with cerebral palsy is very key. It is very, very important. And you'll find that most of the people, the kids, the children who come here, they are actually the majority. The majority of the children who come here for intervention are actually those with cerebral palsy. And you'll find that most of them come from very poor families, and therefore I give free therapy. I realize that if I charge them even as little as 100 bob, most of them cannot be able to afford that twice a week. So I decided I'd be giving them free therapy all throughout. And you'll find that with the physiotherapy, we also are able to take care of adults who are either sick, like those with arthritis, those who are recovering from accidents, or others who are recovering from major health issues. They also come here to receive physiotherapy. So here, I said we do three things. We do physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and speech training. Those are our key areas. But you'll find that being an educationist myself, I try my best to ensure that the interventions that we are giving are also connected to the curriculum to a large extent. So that when the child is coming here for whichever intervention, whether it is speech training, I work closely with the schools, I work closely with the teachers and also the parents to ensure that there's a connection between what we do here at the center and what goes on at home and what goes on at the school. So this helps us, therefore, to be able to achieve our results faster when the three are working together. I also work very closely with the teachers because the children who come here, most of them are in early grades, maybe pre-primary 1, pre-primary 2, or grade 1, 2, and 3. So I like working with the teachers so that we do individualized education plans for every child who comes here. So I regularly go to the schools, sit with the teachers and the parents, and we work together in ensuring that we plan the learning activities, we plan the expected experiences from each one of these children to ensure that we are realistic when we are teaching this child, and we are also realistic about the expectations, the experiences that we expect the child to be able to exhibit. So this center, having started it, to me it is a center of excellence. It is a center of its own kind. I have not seen any other center within Nairobi or environments where we give wholesome, wholesale support to the children. And I need to also mention the fact that some of the children who come here are also on medical. They are also on medical support. We have those who are or who suffer seizures. We have to support them. So I work very closely. I work very closely with the Minister of Health, especially the community health volunteers. We work very, very closely. They are the ones who identify the children for me to ensure that they are identified early so that we can start early interventions early. I also work, apart from working with the health volunteers, community health professionals, I work also closely with the neighboring schools and also communities. So I also work very closely with the groups of persons with disabilities. We work very, very closely with them. So this center, now that I work with kids of all types of disabilities and medical issues. So I work with children with cerebral palsy. I work with children with physical or mobility challenges. I work with children, a large team of children with neurodevelopmental problems. I work with the kids who have visual impairments, hearing impairments, hydrocephalus, all of them, they come to this center and we are able to do the relevant interventions. As I'm the founder and the CEO, but besides that, I have a staff of only 3. So then this staff, you find that I've not really put them on permanent employment because I am financially constrained. So I only pay them a stipend. I also depend largely on volunteers. I have some professionals who come and volunteer with me, and I also give them a small stipend every end of the month. So I really look forward to being stable enough, financially stable, so that I can be able to employ enough staff because the demand is very high. Right now, I have almost 15 children who are on my waiting list, but I cannot take them on because I don't have the finances to employ the staff to be able to take care of those extra children. So demand for my services is very high, But because most of the services that I give are free, notably because in this environment, most of the people who seek services from me are from poor backgrounds. So I'm not able to afford extra staff. I also need a lot of resources. I need a lot of resources for physiotherapy. I need a lot of resources for occupational therapy and the general sensory integration. But most of them are expensive, and therefore I really feel highly limited. I'm really, really appealing for anybody who can donate, not necessarily finances, but if those equipment, those resources that we need can be donated, I will be very, very grateful to receive whatever support that I need. Because this is a center of its own kind, many people are coming in to seek services, but I find myself too limited in terms of resources and the personnel. So I'm not able to offer or to meet the demands of this particular center.